A teen on the South Side has become the latest victim of gun violence. Tonight, we share who he was and why police need your help. Plus, Corpus Christi's teen gun violence is rising. We're breaking down the numbers and what's being done. And water concerns in Orange Grove are leaving small businesses worried. Neighborhood News reporter Melissa Trevino tells us what they're saying about the city's water supply. Your News at 5 starts right now. Thank you for joining us. I'm Clara Benitez Cortez. The search continues tonight for the person responsible for a deadly shooting on the South Side. It happened here last night on Weber near Holly. Corpus Christi police tell us a fight was what started it all. The medical examiner's office tells us 17-year-old Jacob Serna died in that shooting. Investigators urge anyone with information to come forward. Carroll High School officials have confirmed that Jacob J. Serna was one of their students. A statement sent to parents, students, and staff this morning said it is with deep sadness that we share the news that one of our students has passed away. Our hearts go out to the student's family and loved ones during this difficult time. The school's crisis response team is available to students who may be having a difficult time dealing with this tragic news. Parents are also being encouraged to talk to their children at home. This latest deadly shooting highlights a troubling trend in Nueces County. Juvenile gun offenses skyrocketed from about 12 cases in 2017 to 62 cases last year. Neighborhood News reporter Jacob Daniels spoke with Judge Timothy McCoy. He says he sees this trend play out in his courtroom. He says jail time isn't the long-term solution.
Unfortunately, the court has been put in a position to dole out the harshest sentences I've ever given to children, where these kids are getting sentenced to the maximum and hard, to get them off the streets. Did it make a difference? Not one bit of difference.
That's why McCoy launched a juvenile weapons court. The program targets at-risk youth before they commit a violent crime. It teaches conflict resolution and the dangers of gun violence. That ultimate goal is to create a complete culture change over the next decade. The other big story today is about our water crisis, and unfortunately, it's gone from bad to worse. During his weekly water briefing, City Manager Peter Zanoni says we're now looking at entering a level 1 water emergency earlier than October. The reason, Zanoni says, the western and eastern well fields aren't producing as much as the city had hoped.
We had a few assumptions of how the western and the eastern well field discharges would interact with each other. But the bottom line is this, which is that we were only able to produce about the same amount from each well field in terms of maximum percentage, and that's about 66%, which we don't think is acceptable.
State rules are also limiting how much water can flow into the Nueces River. That is limiting both well fields about 2/3 of their capacity.
I'm Melissa Trevino in Orange Grove, where one small business says growing water concerns are starting to hit too close to home. From questions about water quality to fears of future restrictions and closing their business.
I use about 600 gallons a month. So over a year period, you figure that out. And that comes out to 73,000 gallons of water.
Edie Duncan is the owner of Catherine's Flowers downtown. She says her flower shop's water usage is much more than she realized. Wednesday, Orange Grove city leaders declared a local state of disaster as growing water concerns continue. On Thursday, Corpus Christi City Manager Peter Zanoni acknowledged that they needed to return calls to the cities who have filed declaration of local disaster, including Three Rivers and Orange Grove.
As long as it's coming out of the tap, you're good. But as soon as that tap doesn't draw no more water, you're like, oh my God, now what?
Duncan, who's been running her flower shop for just over a year, tells me water is essential to keep her business and her stock alive. And like many, she says it's easy to take water for granted until it's gone.
It is going to affect everybody's business. We need to worry about it like a year ago. And not when the faucet's ready to stop dripping.
Do you fear that at some point that you're going to have to close down?
Looking at the long scope of it, yes. I think eventually a lot of people are going to end up closing businesses, restaurants, coffee shops, flower shops.
In the meantime, she's already adapting, adding other products to keep her doors open.
From selling flowers and plants to being more of a gift shop. So, you find other things. You do sourdough bread and you do jellies and jams and honeys.
As city leaders work on solutions, including possible state assistance, business owners like Duncan say time is critical. Edie Duncan says people across the coastal bend are hoping for solutions soon. But in the meantime, they're doing their part to conserve water. Reporting in Orange Grove, I'm Melissa Trevino, Chris 6 News.
It's Thursday, and that means we'll get an update on our drought situation. We bring in Chief Meteorologist Stephanie Lauber with the first look at our forecast. So what is the good news or the bad news?
It is good news. We've got some good news, and it comes in many forms, starting with the drought this Thursday. Drought Monitor has some good news for us, and a little bit of it being delayed because the Drought Monitor updates on Thursday, but it really only accounts for data up until about Monday. So some of the benefit we'll see today does account for the rain over the previous week, not necessarily this most recent week. But boy, has it been a windy one, and that's good news for us too, because it means next week's Drought Monitor update should also have good news for us. Here's a look outside from our studio overlooking downtown. Those beautiful Texas flags, colors on display, because look at the wind situation. We've got winds sustained from the southeast around 23 miles per hour at the airport, 16 in Port Aransas, as well as Rockport, 22 over in the Bluff at NAS Corpus Christi. These warm, humid temps, a precursor to our situation over the weekend. So here's last week's Drought Monitor. Told you we need to wipe some color off the map. Join me for your full forecast. I'm going to show you what the improvements for this week's update looks like.
All right, Steph, thank you. The end of Bob Hall Pier will be closed to the public on Tuesday. Crews are shutting it down to reinforce the concrete surface. The closure starts at 5 in the morning and will last until midnight. You will see barricades and caution tape around the work zone. County officials ask everyone to stay clear of the area for safety. The pier will fully reopen on Wednesday. And President Trump praising peace talks with Iran and his role in another conflict. This after Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth threatened to strike Iran's infrastructure if a peace deal cannot be made. NBC's Monica Alba has details from the White House.
President Trump says peace talks with Iran are going well.
It's looking very good that we're going to make a deal with Iran, and it's going to be a good deal. It's going to be a deal with no nuclear weapons.
But in case a deal can't be made, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says the U.S. military is locked and loaded, warning Iran to choose wisely.
If Iran chooses poorly, then they will have a blockade and bombs dropping on infrastructure, power, and energy.
U.S. warships patrol the ports of Iran, the fourth day of the U.S. blockade, keeping the country's economic lifeline, oil, stuck on ships.
Your energy is not moving and will not move, and we can do this all day. But it's not destroyed yet.
But there is movement in another tentacle of the war. President Trump says Israel and Lebanon have agreed to a 10-day ceasefire beginning today. Israel has been bombing Hezbollah, the Iran-funded militia, in southern Lebanon for weeks. Iran had said Lebanon must be included in any ceasefire. Meanwhile, on Capitol Hill,
the yeas are 213. The nays are 214.
The Republican-controlled House voted down a measure ordering Trump to end the war by one vote, largely along party lines. The vote comes just a day after the Senate rejected a similar measure. Republicans are standing behind the president, but if the conflict goes longer than 60 days, some lawmakers say they will rethink their vote on a war powers resolution.
I think at that point we would need to vote to authorize. So let's hope we get to this and this conflict is over. I think we need an exit strategy.
President Trump is also floating a potential White House meeting between Israel and Lebanon. He says he's invited the Israeli Prime Minister and Lebanese President to have meaningful talks to broker peace. Monica Alba, NBC News, the White House.
Amid tensions in the Middle East and a brief back and forth with President Donald Trump, Pope Leo is in Cameroon. The Pope has been heavily advocating for peace in the world. The Pope has even reiterated that he, as a Pope, has no political affiliation and instead he speaks for the world.
Jesus told us, "Blessed are the peacemakers, But woe to those who manipulate religion in the very name of God for their own military, economic, or political gain, dragging that which is sacred into darkness and filth.
Well, the people of Cameroon greeted Pope Leo with joy and cheers as he addressed world peace at the epicenter of Cameroon, where the separatist conflict in the country is a wide neglected crisis. Well, a federal jury in Manhattan says Ticketmaster and Live Nation operated as an illegal monopoly. The jury sided with more than 30 states and Washington, D.C. in the massive antitrust case. They found the entertainment giant overcharged consumers by nearly $2 per ticket. Live Nation plans to fight the verdict. Now a judge will decide the punishment. More people are sharing their commute to work. We'll tell you why carpooling is making a big comeback after the break. Couples are making a big comeback. High gas prices and traffic congestion are driving the trend. New smartphone apps are making it easier to share a ride to work. One carpooling app saw a 40% jump in rides from February to March. Some cities are even offering perks like free transit rides for people who carpool.
A way to connect, it's a way to be eco-friendly, and it's a way to save money. So I think it's a win-win for everybody in the community.
The company says more businesses are asking employees to return to the office. App creators say coworkers are enjoying the companionship of riding together. Industry reports expect a 15% increase in corporate carpooling next year. And speaking of gas prices, we are starting to see a drop. Right now, the national average of gallon of gas of unleaded sits at $4.09. Texans are seeing $3.74 at the pump, and here in Nueces County, we're seeing $3.72. The Blue Angels are back and better than ever. We'll tell you where you can catch them in action next.
Hey there, happy Thursday. Time for that drought monitor update. All right. Big cliffhanger. We were talking about last week's drought monitor update. That's what's behind me right now. And so we have seen, or you're about to see, some big improvements that came from rainfall the week before. Even the last drought monitor, that Monday through Thursday limbo period, included in the update I'm about to show you. So keep in mind, a lot of red and dark red on this map. We shaved away a lot of that darker shade of red the last time, but we still had areas of extreme drought across a good chunk of the Lone Star State, most of our watershed, and even here at home. So there we go. We've gotten rid of a lot of that extreme drought here in the coastal bend. Yes, there is still a fair amount within the watershed. There have been a good deal of storms out by the Big Bend to help chip away. And we actually have one tippy top part of the watershed with no drought, no color on the map. So the northern third of the watershed is doing a lot better. But between there and locally, we have some pretty severe drought that we need to chip away at. But this is progress. This is the benefit of even those little chispas, little showers that don't amount to huge totals. It's never in vain. It definitely helps when we're in a situation like this. So I'm very excited for next week's drought monitor update, because guess what? We have more rain expected this weekend. Unfortunately, we have a lot of weekend events that are happening, and it just seems like Saturday is definitely going to be the day to try to focus those outdoor plans. So let's talk about it, starting with today's almanac. Once again, hitting the upper 80s, 87 for that high temperature today. Waking up warm, about 9 degrees warmer than what we expect. And it's kind of been a wash, rinse, repeat forecast, right? No meaningful rainfall because we didn't measure any at the airport. So at this point, our rainfall deficit now over 3 inches. And as we go through this weekend, we're going to make another good dent in that, I think, because we are expecting a good drink of rainfall around all of our coastal neighborhoods as well as in the watershed. So some very encouraging news on this Thursday's forecast update, but temperatures outside feeling warm because of that humidity. The humidity is not something to complain about right now. That's what's going to help these rain chances materialize into more successful outcomes, because temperatures are warm. It's 84 at the airport, feeling like 88. In Robstown, same deal. In Beeville, 85, feeling a little warmer at 86. And even for the inland neighborhoods, look at this, San Diego, 90 degrees, your air temperature, feeling like 93 right now. So that humidity making those far reaches. Let's take a closer look at the comparison with the Chris 6 Neighborhood Weather Network, starting things out closer to the coast in the full Fulton area. We got relative humidity in the upper 70 percentile, 78% off Augusta Drive, 77 off Cochrane Lane, and 74 off North Austin Street. When we take a trip inland toward Live Oak County around George West, we're looking at that relative humidity around 62, 65, 61%. So there is a bit of a difference. We're kind of closing that gap and getting that humidity even into those far inland neighborhoods, meaning your rain chances should look about as good as our neighbors along the coast who are right by the water. The wind, however, is going to take our attention away heading into Friday. We won't see rainfall on Friday, but those winds are going to be very disrespectful overnight. Look, barely any decrease in the rainfall. Tomorrow morning, we're going to start off with winds gusting around 25 miles per hour, and heading into the weekend, we're waiting on a cold front to bring us a good drink of rainfall. This is more likely late Saturday night into Sunday, so it's something I'm watching. But here's a look at that 7-day forecast. Temperatures also taking a dive. Not only are we going to be seeing the change with the rainfall, but we're going to go from highs in the 80s to highs in just the 70s as we move into the beginning of next week.
Steph, thank you. Well, did you hear a roar like distant thunder earlier today? It was the Navy Blue Angels putting on a little preview of their flying skills that will be on display this weekend. The aerial acrobats are the star attraction for this weekend's Wings over South Texas Air Show. It's all happening at Naval Air Station Kingsville on Saturday and Sunday. That's when you'll see the Blue Angels along with other civilian and military aircraft.
Reaching for excellence is something we do every day. We endeavor to do a perfect flight demonstration, which we all know is impossible, but we understand that the result of trying for perfection is excellence, and it's a fantastic result to have.
The gates at NAS Kingsville open at 8 a.m. Saturday and Sunday for the Wings over South Texas Air Show. The Blue Angels perform at 3 o'clock. If you plan to attend the Wings over South Texas Air Show at NAS Kingsville, there are some rules you need to be aware about. No pets are allowed unless there are service animals, and pop-up tents and sun umbrellas are also not allowed. Weapons are prohibited, along with tailgating and smoking. Also, no outside food or drinks are allowed. Violations of these rules could lead to fines or criminal charges. And the city of Kingsville is hosting a free event to celebrate the upcoming Wings over South Texas Air Show. It's called Meet the Blues. You can meet the Blue Angels team tomorrow night at JK Northway Expo Center. The family-friendly event runs from 6 to 8 o'clock. Kids can get an up-close look at police cars and fire trucks. Local nonprofits will also be there to share volunteer opportunities. And graduation was held by the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services this afternoon. 17 new caseworkers were celebrated today, and this is just the beginning. They'll be working with mentors as they begin their careers with the agency. Michelle Villarreal is one of those graduates who's moving forward in her career. She tells us what this moment means to her and what she's looking forward to.
I'm looking most forward is the advocacy part for the family as a whole. You know, I love children, I'm for the children, but we got to really start with the moms, the dads, the whole community as a whole.
All the graduates are home-based and assigned to the cities of Alice, Corpus Christi, Edinburg, Kingsville, Laredo, McAllen, and Sinton. Well, gone but never forgotten. Coming up, we'll show you how neighbors are remembering the Tejano legend, Selena. Well, today is the late Selena Quintanilla Perez birthday, causing her statue by Corpus Christi's Bayfront to receive some extra attention and some love. Selena's remembered as a Tejano icon who was one of the most well-known people to ever come from Corpus Christi. Earlier today, we spoke with some of those who visited the statue today.
Oh, yeah, just tradition, especially being from Corpus and born and raised here. Growing up here, especially, from here, and knowing that she's from here and made it far, real good.
Selena died after being shot by one of her assistants in 1995 at just the age of 23. And a 15-year-old athlete from Massachusetts is proving nothing can slow him down. Wesley Araujo is battling leukemia at Boston Children's Hospital. He was diagnosed with the disease in January. Wesley has dreamed of becoming a professional baseball player since he was a little boy. He says being an athlete is helping him stay physically and mentally strong during his treatment. His physical therapist recently gave him a massive challenge. She told him walking 552 laps around this hospital pod equals a full marathon. She warned him it usually takes patients months to finish.
The doctor said I was going to feel fatigued after 25-30, like I was going to be down, kind of out. So as soon as she said that, I did 130 on the first day just to prove a point that I'm here to win this battle and nothing's going to stop me.
I love that. Araujo replicated the Boston Marathon from within the hospital in 6 days, a feat it takes other patients months to do. We'll be praying for you.
I know, incredible. And, you know, it's probably better to be doing that inside. It's actually warming up across the Northeast now, and maybe that helps.
Yeah.
But, hey, you know what? I think we are in for a very exciting forecast this weekend. We have a lot of events, and I'm happy, at least if the weather was going to come on the weekend, it's still going to give us one of those weekend days to enjoy. So here's how that rain is going to be split up over the next couple of days. I think Saturday, what you're seeing there, that's rainfall at night. So this is going to be moving into our northern neighborhoods during the later evening hours on Saturday. Most of Saturday should be great. If you're going to have some weekend plans outdoors, maybe head to the air show, Sandfest, any of that, I would make those plans for Saturday. Sunday might be a little iffy. On Monday, we're expecting good rain too. So this is much needed, and it's very encouraging. Let's keep it going, Mother Nature.
Yes, and you're going to be at the air show tomorrow live.
Yes, I'm going to get to meet the Blues too. So come on out and join me. It'll be a lot of fun. And you know, the air show is always spectacular. I hope the conditions are good enough
Just right.
for pilots.
I hope so too. Everybody, thank you so much for watching KARE 6 News. We will see you here at 6 o'clock. Bye-bye.
Bye.